This is for you if you need reminding that while you're growing, it's so important for you to remember that it's even more important to grow sustainably. That means that it's not just about the outcome. It's about learning to hold the energies of the person that you're becoming. It's not just about getting the opportunities and or the things, the people, the places, the money. How are you and how's your nervous system while receiving and holding these things in your vortex? Are you freaking out? Or do you feel safe within it? Do you feel safe to hold the abundance, to receive the abundance, to give more abundance? Because it's one thing to get something and attract your manifestation, but it's another thing to hold it and to have it be where your nervous system and your being knows that this is safe and you're not going to sabotage yourself to let it go. I remember when I would sabotage myself like it was a job. And the biggest thing is learning to create that safety within yourself. That safety comes from learning to trust yourself, knowing that you are worthy. And this does not mean that when you're trusting yourself, that everything needs to go perfectly, that you need to be this perfect person that never makes mistakes, and because that's not sustainable. That is not sustainable. It's knowing in your core that no matter what, you're there for you. You're not going to abandon yourself. You're not going to leave your inner child. You're not going to disregard your inner teen. You're not going to ridicule your desires or suppress them or say that they're stupid. It's about knowing that there's a process to becoming the person you envision yourself to be. And it first starts internally, because it's not about, let's say that you want to be healthier and you want to have a toner body and eat healthier so that you feel stronger and faster and just overall you feel good in your body. Now, we're taught in this consumerism world that we need to first get the protein powder, the exercise equipment, the outfits, gym outfits, shoes, everything, and put it all in our cart and buy it, and that's what will make us become that person. But that's not. That's just an addition. That's the decoration. And that's not it, okay? It's about your identity. What does this version of you believe about food? What does this version of you feel about their bodies? What does this version of you, how do they talk to themselves? What kind of beliefs do they have about putting in the time and the effort into having a healthy lifestyle. It's about your identity, not just about what you're wearing, what gym you go to. It's first starting of, who am I being right now? And that could be really freaking hard, because we may not like all the things that we're doing and being, and honesty can be freaking harsh. However, you cannot go where you want to go unless you are honest about where you're at. So who are you really being? And who do you want to be? That's the question. Not what do I need to do? How do I need to do it? Those things are like the addition. But first, it's, what type of person do you need to become in order to be a person who lives a healthy lifestyle, who has abundance as their baseline, abundance to receive and abundance to give, and whatever that abundance is defined by you. You define it, not me, not your mom, your dad, your job, teachers, your spouse, partner. Confirmation burp, excuse me. It's not about that. What does that mean to you? What type of life do you want? How does it feel? And when you envision that person that you envision yourself to be, what do they believe about themselves, about life, about time, about effort, about all these things? Because it really starts with your mindset. And to go a little deeper, you need to do the shadow work. What is shadow work? It's going back to the root of, why do you believe that, let's say, there's not enough money to go around? Why do you believe that? Ask more questions. Where did this come from? Who was the first people who told me about this belief? Has that been completely 100% true in my life? When has money actually supported me and been abundant in my life? What are examples where money has done good for me and I have used money to do good? What type of person do I need to become, and what type of relationship do I need to have with money? Think of it as like a person, let's say your friend, in order for it to trust me and I trust it and have a mutual connection, so that I can become a person where money flows easier to me, and also where it flows out, where I can bless people more and not attach shame, guilt, or limiting stories about myself when it comes to money. And this is just one aspect of our lives, right? However, when it comes to money, I feel like that is definitely a big aspect where a lot of us have tension or a lot of stories attached to that, depending on how we've grown up, and of course with society and things like that. However, you get to redefine the type of relationship that you have with money, with love, with friendships, with your family, with yourself. And that is so freaking empowering. It can feel in the beginning like, ugh, this feels like so much. Because I think that when it comes to our beliefs, it's like maintaining a car. Everything in life requires maintenance. But first off, are you maintaining your car like in the best way possible? And what type of car are you maintaining? Are you maintaining a car where it needs to be changed soon, like the oil needs to be changed, and your maintenance is simply just hoping that it goes on? Or are you actually taking the time to maintain your car? Okay, going back, that this car analogy is going back to our beliefs. What type of beliefs are you maintaining, and is it serving you? These are questions that maybe we feel like are woo-woo, or man, I don't have the time to ask these questions. I have bills to pay. I have a family to take care of. I have pets. I have a relationship. Heck, I can't even like take care of myself. But in the grand scheme of things, if you don't ask these questions, 1 year, 3, 5, 50 years down the line, you'll be wondering, how did I get here in my life? How did I become this version of myself? And you may live an okay life, a good life. Damn, I just but is it the life that could have been like super fulfilling? The life that you truly desire, and the version of yourself that you know you can be internally, which afterwards externally that reflects. Take time, because you are worth that time. You're worth at least contemplating these questions. Because when we ask better questions, we get better answers. Just like when your mind is wired to look for questions, but if you're asking crappy questions like, why is this happening to me? Why is everything just like not working in my favor? Why this and that, and negative this, negative that? You will find the answers for that. However, if you ask questions like, why is it that everything works out in my favor? How is everything working out in my favor? How is it that I'm becoming that version of myself that is so abundant and grateful and fulfilled? Who do I need to become in the process? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to make space for? Who do I need to forgive? What versions of myself do I need to forgive? Maybe let's start with those questions. Because it's not that you're not worthy. It's that you're holding on to so many things, a lot of crap, a lot of baggage that supports the idea that you are not worthy when you are. But if you let go of those baggages, then you feel lighter to actually walk the path that you want to walk. And instead of going to the path that feels easier but in the end is not as fulfilling because you're carrying all these things, you have more energy, curiosity, lightness to go to whatever other paths and fulfill other side quests that you've been wanting to do, even if it's just a hobby that you've wanted to try. It doesn't matter if it's been 10, 20 years or you feel some type of way. Think about your inner teen. She's still there. Your inner child. Like, Have fun. Try something. Even if it's just asking some questions that may open up your mind. I love you guys and hope that this resonates, and know that you are so freaking worthy. Bye.